Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Make sure you click the subscribe button and like if you like the video. Feel free to leave a comment. So this week's been a bit crazy, well, to say the least. I ended up in hospital last night. It's the 15th today. Well, it's now the morning of the 16th. It's 1 in the morning on the 16th of August. And yeah, I had anaphylaxis last night, so I was ambulanced in to hospital and then kind of sat there while the doctors were like, oh, we don't know what to do. I'm out now, feeling pretty rough. I can't really get out of bed because I have a lot of problems with my heart, and basically as soon as I get up my throat starts to swell again because my blood pressure just races, and my heart rate. So I'm trying to like minimize how much I have to get up. Okay, so my plans are to keep myself entertained so that I don't get up and I don't make life for my body harder. I don't know if that really made sense. But so I've got like Netflix for like when my brain's just mush, because that'll happen quite a lot. I'm also reading White Fragility. I think I'm on page 50 at the moment, so I'm like a third of the way through. Amazing. Yeah, it's really amazing. But I'm going to, so at the moment I'm just reading this, but I'm going to pick up another book as well, because I really want to be in the right headspace for this, because there's so much information to take in and I want to really be able to absorb it. She's put it in a really interesting way and used a lot of personal anecdotes, so that, well, several for like enough for how long it is. But it's really interesting to see that she's been kind of criticising herself as well, and kind of to improve herself and acknowledging her mistakes to move forward. And I think that's really important to come from, because she's a white author. I'll be reading this. I don't know, I might not read that much. We'll see. Just see what happens. It's really interesting, but I want to be there for it, and I'm like marking it up and stuff, like highlighting. So I want to be there to absorb it and really like make the most of it. The second book I'm going to start and like have on the go is The Grace Year. I spoke about this in my birthday vlog, well, birthday book haul. I'm really excited for it. Oh, just the cover makes me so happy. But yeah, I'm really excited for it, and it's kind of got like thriller edginess, and I just think it will be like a bit of fun. I haven't read anything with like thriller aspects to it. I know it's not a thriller exactly, it's, I guess it would be like a fantasy primarily, but it sounds quite thrilling to me, so I'm really excited, and something to break up. I've been reading a lot of fantasy recently, so I haven't started it yet. It's about 400 pages, so yeah, let's just get started and we'll see what happens. Let's go. So it's about, yeah, it's 4:45 in the morning on the same day, August the 16th. So I've been reading The Grace Year a bit, and I've also been kind of just chilling and hanging out with my mum. So I read 50 pages in the first 50 pages. It was really good. I'm enjoying it. It wasn't what I was expecting, to be fair. So it has some kind of historical elements, especially in the dress. Not really so much in the vernacular, but in the way that people dress and live, which is interesting. And this is going to sound terrible, but sorry if my speech is a bit slurred. I'm not a massive fan of historical fiction. I just get really bored, especially the Victorian era. I think personally, because I've heard quite a lot of it, I switch off quite quickly. So it's a real testament to Kim Leggett's writing that I've read and like kept going, because normally as soon as I hear something like that, I'm kind of like, my brain just shuts off. It's really interesting. She set up the story, the basis really quickly. We've seen lots of interactions with in the world and the main character, and we get a good deal of like understanding of her characteristics, her goals, what she wants, and also her relationships with her family. And just in the first 50 pages, which is really good. So we've got 350 pages, and like the big thing's about to, well, they're about to really start the journey. But I'll just come back at you guys when I come back at you guys. So see ya. Hey guys. So it's now 9:30 on the 16th of August. So I fell asleep about 5:30 in the morning and then woke up at like 7:30 p.m. So that's what's happening at the moment. It's fine, I'm not going to worry about it, I'm not going to be annoyed. So I've been up, I've had a lot of pain just everywhere. It's kind of like burning. Well, it's okay. I've done a steam inhalation to try and help my lungs, had a salt tablet to try and help my heart, so I'm just motoring along. I did some Russian, it was a struggle, but I got something done, so that felt great. And I think I'm going to read some more of the Gracia now if my head doesn't get any worse, trying to just like compartmentalise. Yeah, so I hopefully will do that, and then I might just go and watch some Real Housewives with my mum, because that is the best medicine. I mean, screw anything else. Let's watch some women being a bit catty. I think it's like 3 at the moment in the morning. I read some more of the book, but I won't tell you yet because I haven't read enough to have anything interesting. But I wanted to quickly break up the reading with some Russian, because, you know, fun. And I've got this massive vocab book. You can't really tell, the lighting's a bit of rubbish here. But it's like 50 pages and it's just full of vocab, and I need to learn it all. I've learnt quite a bit of it, but it's quite hard to like see and kind of break up how much I've done percentage wise. So I've been looking on Pinterest, because, you know, I live there, like for some inspiration for study things for like learning languages, and I found one, and I'll insert an image now. But basically I want to try and recreate a version of it, because it seems like a really good way of knowing when you've thoroughly tested yourself on a section and when you've made the flashcards and stuff, so that I can like tick stuff off and like have a very clear layout of where I'm at, what I need to do. Yeah. Hey guys. So it's about, I think it's like 6:50 in the morning on the 17th. Yeah. And I've been doing some reading of this Gracia, and oh my god, so I think I read about 120 pages, maybe 30. I'm up to page 180, and it's just mental, like it's amazing. I'd heard references where people had compared this to Lord of the Flies, and okay, don't hate on me because I know I need to fix this, but I haven't read Lord of the Flies. I know the general premise, so I can understand and definitely see the links to it. It's definitely got the creepy vibes I was looking for, the thrillery aspects, and it's just like so many twists and turns and so much that's unpredictable, even though the world's very set up and you can understand it. And there are lots of characters, so there are lots of moving parts, but it doesn't feel messy. Kim Liggett's done a really amazing job of keeping everything in line, but also keeping you on your toes so that it doesn't get boring or dull, which is really important, especially I think in some aspects of this book where there are references to nature. Sometimes descriptions of nature and personification can go the other way from being eerie to just being kind of dull and sleepy. I don't know if that makes sense. But she's just done an amazing job so far, at least, you know, could take a turn. But yeah, so I'm about halfway through. I was literally trying so hard to stay awake just now, trying to read, just keep reading, so I just don't want to put it down. But I'm absolutely exhausted, so I'm gonna have to go to sleep, and I'll see you guys then. And when I see you next, I'll walk you through the thing I did for my Russian tracker, because it was actually really helpful. Yeah, so... it's now 5 p.m. I think on the 17th. So I woke up about 4, you know, doing exciting things. But I've just come outside, which is really nice. It feels really lovely. Haven't reacted to anything yet. I have been doing that journal thing for my Russian study. So I thought I'd just show you guys quickly because it's actually a really good method. And I'm really excited to use it because I think it's going to be really helpful, and it's really simple, so it's not like, you know, it's not complicated. That's the opposite of simple. Yeah, well done. So this is what I've done. It looks really glowy in the sun, but it's actually like a kind of a lighter green. But yeah, so I need to get these out because I've finished it now, and that's all the sections. But then what you'll do is you can change what the testing things will be. So I think the person that I saw do it first had like sources. It was more of an essay subject, whereas obviously for Russian, I mean, you have essays, but it's more vocab based for this one. So I've put flashcards, learn, because I use Quizlet and they have like the learn thing, so I'm just going to wait till I get 100% on that learn, and then I put 4 test sections, and I'm going to try and space the test sections out over several weeks just so that I can like really make sure it's hammered in there. But yeah, and then when I've finished it, I can like block out the colour ends, so it'll be like a really good visual way to see it. I've done some of these, but I haven't filled it out yet because a lot of the papers are still up in my room, so I'll do that eventually. But it seems like a really good method, and I think I might use it for other subjects and stuff. Sorry, I'm looking a bit crazy because I'm like about to pass out. I'm tired. I think it's about 7 in the morning. So I've been up for a long time. But I've been reading The Grace Year, of course, and it's so, like, you can't predict what's going to happen in this book. You just can't. Like, you think you're like 1 step ahead of the author, and then it's like she's like 8 steps ahead of you, and she's like, aha, sucker. But it's really like addictive, the storyline, and like I think the thing is, once I started reading it, I was kind of concerned that it would be a bit of a predictable story because it was something that followed that idea of a dystopian world where women are like mistreated, or you know, there are like certain rules or like a hierarchy between sexes. But so I thought, oh, it's going to be kind of like a lot of things I've seen or read, like The Handmaid's Tale or The Mercies I read quite recently. But actually, like, this looks at it in a very different way, and like Kim Liggett's done a great job of actually looking at it more in the way that the women, these impact, hold on, English, the way that these kind of restrictions and like implementations in their lives impact the relationships that the women have between each other. And actually it's weird because you can see it in like, or obviously a more diluted way, but in day-to-day life in our world, and the way that like women will kind of be catty to each other to try and like trample each other and get higher up because we've been kind of taught that we can't be friendly and we have to be, you know. But yeah, so that's really interesting. There's something about this book that irks me, and this is like really nitpicky and it'll probably make me sound like a jerk, but I'm gonna say it. So the way that the chapters are split up, they're not really chapters, and it really ticks me off because like I don't know. So right, so you don't have full page breaks. You get these, like, you see that little, you know, the little, I don't know what it is, it's a symbol, it's a thing. You get those, but there's no like full fresh page, full like, it's like the writing of it starts like a new chapter, but there's something psychological about like not having that break where I can sit down and be like, okay, so that's just happened in that chapter. So I find that a lot of the stuff runs in together. And this can work to the detriment of the writing sometimes, but also it can be really beneficial because when there's been high energy and like intense scenes or exchanges, then it can be carried on and it will kind of like propel you into the next scenes. But there are also bits where there's a lot of description in this, which is amazing, and I think in a lot of ways vital to how well this story's been carried out so far. But it can make it a bit stilted, because it can kind of feel like the same thing's been going on for ages, because it feels like it never fully stops, if you see what I mean. I mean, it's still great, and obviously that's like a really nitpicky, annoying thing for me to say. It's very eerie. There's a lot of like questioning and unreliability, like just in general. I feel like there's a lot of unknowns, and like, yeah, it's really interesting. I'm not gonna say any more now, but I'm gonna go to sleep, and hopefully I should finish it. I've got like 120 pages, so I might finish it tomorrow. We'll see how I'm doing. It's 5:30 in the morning, August 19th, and I finished the Grace Year. I mean, what a trip. Like, not to be tacky, but it's just like there were so many twists and turns, but not like convoluted ones that were just like illogical, that one. And they really, like, it kept you on your toes. I had, like, as I'd been reading it, I'd built up an expectation of what I thought the ending had to be in order for it to get the, like, expected message across. And I was wrong. And I love that I was wrong. Like, it showed me so much, like, it had so much more depth to, like, what, like, life is about, but also what being a woman is about. And I was really impressed with that, because I mean, I've read quite a lot of like feminist literature and dystopian misogynistic worlds that have a feminist message, but this just carried everything that I needed it to carry. I'll hold it up so you've got something pretty to look at, because it's just beautiful. There were a few things that felt like a little bit too neatly tied up in the moment, but like in retrospect it kind of made sense, and it didn't feel too like unrealistic. Yeah, it was really amazing. The character like progression and building, but also the lack of character progression in some ways for some of them. I think that's really important, because it shows the realistic thing that sometimes people don't change, especially because in some ways this is set over a short time period. It's, you know, it's 1 year. But no, it was amazing. It was really good. I'd highly recommend it. I'm definitely looking forward to read more of her books, and I really want there to be like another one set in this world or with like these characters, but I think it's a standalone, and that kind of breaks my heart. I mean, it's just incredible, and like it took so many turns that I didn't expect, but weren't like, yeah, come on, like that wouldn't happen in real life. So I absolutely loved it. Apparently I can't work phones. Well done. I took a photo trying to record, and I was talking to myself for ages before I noticed. Yeah, so I put the Grace Year through Corpile, and I was actually really surprised. But when I broke it down, so I gave characters 10. I was a bit like maybe 9, but 10. Atmosphere a 10, definitely. Writing an 8. Plot a 9. Intrigue a 9. Logic 10. And enjoyment a 9. But yeah, it was really good. No, and if you don't know what Corpile is, I'll leave it linked down below. Basically, you rank in those categories, so it's more of an in-depth analysis of your reading experience, and the algorithm or whatever, I don't know the words, but basically it's on a spreadsheet, and it basically recalculates from those scores what the star rating is. So this came out as a high 5-star. So yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna wrap this up now. I'm definitely feeling a lot better, and this book helped me a lot get back on my feet. I went into the garden today, which is exciting. Didn't react to anything. I'm able to start eating more foods, which is very exciting. My lovely cousin sent me books, spoilt me. But yeah, so in the next video or something, whenever I'm talking about reading next, I will chat to you guys about those. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're enjoying the sunshine if it's sunny where you are. And I hope you enjoyed this. And remember to like if you liked it, click that subscribe button, and come hang out when you want to hang out. Yeah, it's pretty mellow. But yeah, thank you for watching, and see you when I see you.